I want to do a very quick overview and first reactions to OpenAI's new agent builder. And I want to kind of compare this with another product that I'm very familiar with. I've been a part of the product team, so I am somewhat biased. However, knowing the power of that other product and seeing this, I'm just not impressed. So first off, I wanted to build just a simple agent, a news aggregator. I wanted to go to Hacker News, get the top 10. I wanted to go to Reddit, find some information, and do all of that. The problem is there's no API usage inside of this agent. So before I do that, I want to show you how long it took. I mean, it started analyzing it, and then it did one after another. So it's all in sequence. And it never got through everything and gave me a response that I felt comfortable with. So let me close this and show you how it works real quick. They've got an agent. This is an agent. There's nothing. I can't add tools. Now, tooling, I can add MCP servers. But what's the point of adding an MCP server for the agent if I can already do that somewhere else? So we'll get into that one. So I can add tools, I can do things, but when I add something new, so let's say I want to get rid of this, I can add something here, which is great, but I can only add one at a time. I can't do things in parallel, or I can't do things in parallel. That's a problem for me. So this is a quick news aggregator, and I want to show you a comparison of what I was able to build doing something very similar, and I did it in about 15 minutes using Postman flows. So if I go over Postman flows, these are the APIs, okay? I have my New York Times API, and I'm going to have a aggregator of Hacker News. And each one of these is going to do their own thing, and I can go in and programmatically, knowing that Hacker News has an API, and when I go into there, it's going to give me a list of 100 or 500 news stories, and I'm going to, in this case, I just sliced off the first 10, so I only want the top 10, and it goes through, and then I have to get all those individual items, and it's going to collect it and pass it out for me, and all of that. So I built this really quick flow that gets the top tech stories from New York Times, gets the top 10 news stories from Hacker News, and then I have a quick AI agent because I wanted to do it quicker, and it's just an aggregator. I just used GPT-4.1 out of Flow's AI agent, and it just says take the top news stories and aggregate them, and I provide the context. So for those who are software developers, you're going to see something very similar to this. You're going to feel comfortable. You're like, oh yeah, this is variables. This is, if you're familiar with Postman, you'll see it. And then I get a display, and then I kick it out. Now, I have shipped this as an MCP server. And that's the thing. I can do all of this inside of Postman flows, and I can now ship this as a MCP server. And here it is. This is the MCP server working. I've got it connected. There's other videos that we can watch. I'm making a new video series on flows and building agents inside of flows specifically. So we'll dig into that. But suffice it to say, I'm not impressed so far with the agent builder coming out of OpenAI. So they have a couple things going for them that I like. The things that I did notice is they have like the ability to ship this in code, so they can do that. I can give it very specific, the agents I can be very clear with. I do like the idea of guardrails, but then here's an MCP and I have to add my own MCP server. Whereas like, look, if I already have the APIs and I know the APIs exist, why not just use Postman flows to do all of this? So overall, my impression of agent builder inside of OpenAI is not good. I think it needs a lot of work. Now, again, this is the first iteration. I get it. But in terms of power, Postman Flows has all of the power and all of the fine grain and the ability for me to do things with the APIs and the API responses that are coming and do that and still do some programmatic work, but then also give it to an agent inside or give it to an AI inside to do something else with it. So, and then again, I can ship it as its own endpoint, which can be called anywhere, or I can ship that Postman flow as an MCP server, like I did in this one. So overall, the win here goes to Postman flows. And if you want more information, you can feel free to hit me up, ask me about the comments. But this is my quick overview of the difference between agent builder in OpenAI and Postman Flows, which is, in my estimation, the best agent builder out there. So with that, let me know your thoughts. We'll see you.